I'm glad they're doing well. Yeah, let's see. Are you talking about the stream, or are you talking about, like, the players they have online, by the way? Because I know they did the dev stream. I don't think it's crazy that EFT has taken off as it's done in the last few months. There was a big marketing push behind it. Also, you had a bunch of Twitch streamers get involved in it. You also have the fact that you had like the Twitch Prime thing or whatever it is, which, you know, connected it. And what we see from a bunch of games, like even World of Tanks, they get a big boost from that stuff. So I'm not personally surprised that, you know, EFT is moving forward like that. It's also a great game for griefing, and a great game for basically being an arsehole, so it's going to gravitate a lot of people to it, because it means that they can, like, try crazy playstyles. And it's not just like, you know, everybody has the same stuff, it's about how much can you take in and get out, which is kind of interesting. If they have 150,000 people on, but you can't get into a server, like, do you mean like the servers just can't handle it, or what's going on with it? Yeah, they have all of them. Then you got people like Lyric gave it a go. What's his name? You also have, oh, I can't remember his name. Like, I watch him sometimes. He wears a beanie a lot of the time. But yeah, it seems like a bunch of streamers hopped on board, and obviously that helps out a lot for a game's success, especially one which is very streamer friendly. Like, it's an incredibly interactive game from a streaming point of view. I'm just waiting for the eventual calls that Fortnite had, where it was like, why are they stream sniping me? Leave me alone. What do you mean I can put on a delay? No. That screws my interactivity. All that stupid shit. Cotton? Nah, it's not cotton. I have to have a look. I think it's Chaos or something. Has Chaos in the name, maybe. I mean, shit, I can have a look. Like, I listen to JP's podcast that he does, and one of the, you've got Zeke, and then you've got JP, and then you've got the other guy, and I can't remember the other guy's name right now. Yeah, it's kind of weird how it just kind of came out of nowhere. Well, sorry, it didn't come out of nowhere. Like, it exploded within a few months when they dropped that big update, and it hit it pretty big, which is good. You know, that's how it should be. Oh yeah, they are. Like, that's the big issue with VoIP in any game, right? Especially like a game like AFT or War Thunder. For me, I'd love to have, you know, voice comms in War Thunder. I think it would add a different level to the game, which would be really fun. I also understand that people would be arseholes with it because, you know, I'm part of the Tech Hub Discord, and people are arseholes when it comes to certain things, like either when people start using soundboards, or when people want to blast music, or, you know, they just have really shit jokes. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it can be used to great effect, but it can also be very detrimental to your playing of the game. Just kind of wandering around right now. I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, if I try and shoot somebody through one of these walls, it's not going to work. You can just mute them. Yeah, but imagine if every game you have to mute like 5 people who are being assholes. Like, at least for me personally, it would just be easier just to have a button to turn it all off. And then that completely destroys the point of it existing. So, hey, we got another arty! Nice. Beautiful stuff. So yeah, it's another problem where you have a really interesting core mechanic. If everybody's on the same wavelength, it can work really, really well. But it would also be destroyed if some people just want to be dicks, and it's very unfortunate, you know? Very, very unfortunate. Well done from that Stuart. The natural predator of a Panzer II, the Stuart comes to the, or the M2A4 comes to the floor. War Thunder players weren't toxic? I mean, the majority, that's the thing, like, you've got to take into account 99% of any community is pretty good. You know, they're generally quite chill. They just want to play the game. Maybe some of them are competitive. Some of them want to try and find fun in different areas. But the majority of people are going to be fine. The problem is you have that 0.1 or 0.2% which are not, and it can massively affect your gaming experience whenever you run into that 0.1 or 2%. I mean, one of the things, right? So a lot of people talk about chat messages. You, come on. Ugh. Like, a lot of people talk about chat messages in War Thunder, and, you know, how people, you know, they chat, you know, just crazy stuff and, you know, abuse and things like that. I hardly ever encounter it in game. You know, it hardly ever happens. And it's basically because I don't play top tier. The two areas of the game which I've seen people chat a lot, and, you know, it can get abusive, is in top tier in jets, where it seems to happen quite a lot, with people either getting bored or waiting for somebody to die at the end of the game, or it's in when a bomber has just disappeared somewhere to the corner of the map at 9,000, and there are people shouting, you know, expletives at them. And then you have something like Naval EC, where the Naval EC's chat is popping all the time because everybody is just floating around trying to shoot people from 15 kilometers or 10 kilometers. So that, you know, that so that is a case of what I've seen in Naval EC is a lot of people just chat to talk, you know, and just to discuss things, because there's literally nothing else going on apart from them trying to, you know, nuke people from miles away. So it's kind of interesting to see the different parts of it, right? But in Naval, I don't really ever see any aggressive types. I just see people just communicating just stuff which isn't about the game. You know, they're basically just talking about random crap, if I'm honest. So yeah, it's just kind of funny. But I thought, like, I thought PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was really the experience of it, at least watching people on Twitch and stuff. I think it was made better when it came to, like, the voice activation. I thought that made it a funner game to watch. I don't think it made a funner game to play, but just from a viewing point, it was fun. Yeah, I'm doing the RNG one. I have 2 artillery kills though, Matrix, so, you know, we're doing alright. We are 66.6% of the way there. And all I've done is wander around in these French little boys and talk about stuff. Yeah, exactly. When Forsen's community does the whole you know, Uganda thing, and you know, puts on the crazy music, and a bunch of them fall in, and even he, I think, didn't he get really sick of it, and he just went to go play other games? Because why does the Samua's aim not line up with its thing? Like, why is that happening? Is it because of the fence? Why is the fence stopping it? Oh, I don't know. I wanted to shoot that guy. There's also a plane coming to bomb me. Please don't. I'm a poor child. Look at that post-pen damage. Whoa. Whoop. Hey. Alright, good stuff. You done with all 4 of them? That's good. I've just started. Oh, well, the thing, you know that they're gonna die, right? Like, you know they can't fight off the horde of stream snipers, but it's to see how many they can take out. Like, there's a mode or a mod, I should say, in Arma 3, like a zombie mod, where you have like 5 to 10 people and the rest of people are zombies, and you basically just have to run as much as you can, and it's always interesting seeing how many they take down before everything falls apart, which is, you know, really fun. So there's an M1340 on Charlie. Oh, sorry, Alpha. So let's go deal with him. Oh, he died. Never mind. God, I really wish this thing had a little bit more power in the engine. Actually, to be honest, I wish I had a slightly better gun. I wish I had a slightly better reload. I wish I had a slightly better acceleration. I wish I had slightly better everything, if I'm honest. Because I compare this to, like, let's say, even the American reserves or the German reserves, and it's like, what am I doing to myself? Oh yes, the Krangvan. Screw the Krangvan and all of its hopers. Yes, I get it. You want an overpowered, crazy, auto-loaded machine that never existed. I'm very happy that a designer has told you that it can be done. He can go into the pot with all of the other crazy German designers at the end of World War II who thought they could change the war by lying to the RFM about what their vehicles could do. Don't worry, we understand. It would be funny if they did put in the Krangvan and like cited, oh well, we didn't have any other vehicles to add. Then there would be this really funny, you know, there'd be this really funny infighting with a lot of those people who want the Krangvan in game. Because it will be like, okay, so, you know, we know that there are other vehicles that you could add, but at the same time, we're happy to see the Krangvan. So do we? Oh, that's an AS. Brother, you're getting artied. Oh. Oh, that's a Panzer III. That's not good. Come on, artillery. This is your time. Oh, he died. God damn it. Hello. Make it an esports exclusive? Ah, yes. The best kind of vehicle. Make sure it's a coupon too, so people can put it on the marketplace for 3,000. What just shot at me? Oh. There's a guy behind me. It didn't give me a hit marker, so I thought it was an ally. Oh well. Back into the plane. But yeah, it is nice to see Tarkov doing really well. I still think the game is fundamentally flawed, but that's just because, you know, I generally don't, I don't know, I don't like really any game that takes away progress. Like, if War Thunder every once in a while, like whenever they did BR changes, they just removed vehicles from research, or they, you know, they reset some of your research in the game. I think a lot of people would be very pissed off about that. Epic trying to buy EFT? I mean, Epic have that, so Epic have this thing where they've said that if you want to develop through the Unreal Engine, they have $100 million basically just sat there for people who want grants to make stuff through the Unreal Engine. So I don't know if EFT is made through the Unreal Engine or if it's made through something else. But if it's made through something else, if they want to buy them out, then it would make sense business-wise to try and move them over to like using the Unreal Engine if they're able to. They use Unity 5? Alright, fair enough. Yeah, we'll have to see. Hopefully with the recent events though, the head guy at EFT, there's a little bit less stress on his back. Because I remember watching that stream before where they were talking about the changes and how hard people were working, and he really painted a really depressing story, if I'm honest, when it came to you know, the production of the game. So hopefully he's doing better. You know, less grays in the beard, all that stuff. Alright, decent game. Another artillery strike, and even a kill for the plane. So that means we get a few extra little things. Ooh, nearly 3. Let's see if we can get them in the next match here.